Hello and welcome, and thank you for joining us on this very special session at the NewsX We Women Want Conclave 2024, where we are now joined by a very special lady who, of course, is from an industry where earlier, of course, men used to rule the roost, but now we have seen a sea change happen. Let me quickly, firstly, ask our audience to just settle down as we move for this next session. Vandana Singh, how has it been for you, a journey as a woman in the aviation sector, and what have been your biggest learnings along the way?
First of all, thank you for having me here, and Jai Hind to the entire audience over here. The journey for me has been very exciting, enthralling, adventurous, challenging, full of opportunities, and once you're in it, there is no looking back. So if you were to ask me that can it just be a flowery ride, the answer is no. You have to really live up to the challenges. Being a lady, the first question that comes to anybody's mind when you talk about aviation is that also, are you cabin crew? Which airline are you flying with? Or now, of course, we see more of women pilots, so we say, okay, she's a commercial pilot. But we should see that women have a lot more that they can contribute to, and that has been my journey. I always wanted to be a fighter pilot, but at my point in time, there was no scope of that in the Indian Armed Forces, whether it's the Indian Air Force or anywhere else. Commercial pilot as well, coming from a humble background. I'm a soldier's daughter. Coming from a humble background, you needed a certain, X amount of money to invest. That was not possible. So, well, I did start my journey as a cabin crew, but then what fascinated me was the non-spoken passenger, or what we call, ladies and gentlemen, cargo, what we call freight, what we call air freight. And this is when you imagine people wearing dungarees, sleeves rolled up, men's forte. You wouldn't see a woman in that light.
Yeah.
And this unspoken passenger, which is the cargo, which actually is the entire import and export of the entire world, is where I set my heart at. And I told myself I have to excel. So, yes, there have been times when I have really liked to say that, no, I can't do this. And then again, I've got that strength to move on. So basically, accepting challenges, converting them into opportunities, following the Einstein's principles of work, and really trying to bring that balance and trying to bring that worth and your contribution into this forte makes you your most powerful self. I believe that.
What does leadership mean to you, Vandana ji? And also, what's the biggest leadership piece of advice you'd also like to give to, other, perhaps younger leaders watching you today, younger women leaders?
Yes, thank you so much. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. And I believe leadership is responsibility, leadership is walking the talk, and leadership is leading by example. And that is what leadership means to me. I invite all the young guns, the women especially, to come forward. They get empowered, and actually you have to demonstrate to them. You have to show that, yes, we women can actually do it, and show how wonderfully we can enlighten other women as well. So leadership is responsibility for me, Uday.
Absolutely. Also in aviation, as I told you at the start of today's interview, we see that there weren't too many women first. Of course, they were in cabin crew, as you said, but there weren't too many women pilots. There weren't too many women in leadership positions. And there were no women in the Indian Air Force. That's something we've seen change, haven't we? What has led to that change, and is there still a lot of scope for the future?
This is a very interesting question, and here I would like to say yes. There has been a sea change in the last 15 odd years. Now you don't just see women in jobs that they normally do, but you see them as a scientist, you see them not just as a doctor or an engineer, you see them in every field that you can imagine them to be. So when it comes to aviation, especially for India, I think we have a huge scope. Still, when it comes to aviation cargo, it's even a bigger scope. What we see is the highest number of pilots that we are churning out in the aviation industry, but I think much more can be done, and that will happen when more and more players come into, the Indian market. Currently, I think we are poised to be the third largest aviation economy, also the third largest economy, surpassing Japan and Germany very soon. And there is huge investment with over about 229 airports that we talk of. Currently 150 operational, but you can imagine the scope as more and more women come into this game. It's actually a game changer. And you will see that balance between the male and female as such as equal. Right now, it is still not equal. There is a huge scope, I would say.
Okay. Also, let's now talk about your learnings. And who better to learn from than your father, who, of course, was in the armed forces himself. What were your biggest learnings from your father? And what did you, feel when you saw your father in uniform? What did that inspire you to become or be?
That's a very interesting one again, and also a very emotional one, because now my daughter is also in the Indian Army. She's training right now as a judge, advocate general. They take only 2 all India. But coming from my father, I always learned never ever to give up in life. So it was wanting to be a fighter pilot, being told, no, that's not possible. Try medical or try engineering, joining the Assam Medical College, and then coming into the aviation industry and not looking back. So humility, courage, I would say spirit of adventure, and a never say die attitude is what I've learned, and this is what...
And your daughter is now living the dream.
My daughter is living the dream, and I'm a very proud Army officer's daughter. That's why I said Jai Hind in the beginning, because I believe that women can be everywhere. Not just, and now they are going to the borders, they are joining paras. Very soon they'll be opening in all the infantry battalions.
Yes.
And I believe that women should be everywhere.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
We hope they'll be, and that's exactly what today's program's concept is. Okay, we're doing this, these 3 quick things with all our panelists. So 3 things young girls should keep in mind if they want to, join the aviation industry.
First thing is knowledge. Knowledge is the never-ending stream. So the young women coming up today should actually be learning, be actually taking part in supply chain and logistics courses. We don't see that happening in India. So learning, increasing your knowledge, then actually seeing where they can make their way. If it's aviation, it has to be a sphere not where it's just limited to being cabin crew. Like women nowadays are coming forward everywhere. So they need to explore options. They need to keep themselves abreast of all the things that the industry has to offer. And if they don't want aviation, then there are so many other industries. Give me one industry where women are not there. I think they are everywhere. And looking at that, I'm sure very soon they're going to cross.
Absolutely, truly breaking glass ceilings, and you've done that too. Thank you very much, Vandana Singh, for being with us today.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.